When you cover this league, these are the kind of moments you wait for, you live for.
Thompson fires for three.
The Golden State Warriors were down 3-2 in the Western Conference Finals, one loss away from going home. Their historic season is about to end as the biggest disappointment in basketball history. But one man was about to put on a performance so legendary, it would literally change the entire landscape of the NBA forever. This is Game 6. This is Klay Thompson. This is the game that changed everything. Let's rewind. The 2015-16 Warriors broke the greatest record in basketball, 73-9. Better than Michael Jordan's Bulls. Steph Curry was the unanimous MVP. They had the Splash Brothers. They had Draymond Green. They had strength in numbers. They were unstoppable until they ran into the Oklahoma City Thunder, Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook, two of the most explosive scorers in the game, and they came to play. Game 1 in Oakland, Thunder destroyed the Warriors by 24. Game 3 in OKC, another blowout. Game 4, the Thunder went up 3-1. The 73-win Warriors were getting embarrassed. The dynasty everyone predicted was about to die before it really started. The Thunder were bigger, stronger, more physical. Durant was unstoppable. Westbrook was a tornado, and the Warriors had no answers. Game 5 back in Oracle, the Warriors barely survived. They clawed back to make it 3-2, but everyone knew the truth. They still was in trouble. The pressure was suffocating, and Game 6 was back in Oklahoma City, the loudest arena in basketball. They had the Warriors on the ropes. All they had to do was close it out. But what would happen next, no one could have predicted. From the opening tip, you could feel it. The pressure, the weight of 73 wins about to mean nothing. The Thunder came out aggressive, confident. They were getting good shots. They were executing. And the Warriors, they looked tight. Steph Curry came out slow, but number 11, the quiet assassin, he was starting to warm up.
That series against Golden State when you guys were up 3-1. Was there something that sticks out about that series?
Klay Thompson's game.
Was that Game 6? That was Game 6. Yeah.
That was crazy. That was just nuts, bro. That was insane. Yeah, I mean, the bro, Andre Roberson, bro, the brother was just like legit fouling him, and he was just cashing out. Everything just couldn't miss, bro. It was just amazing.
By halftime, the game was close. The Thunder were up 5. Durant was doing his thing. Westbrook was explosive, but Klay had 16 points, keeping the Warriors in it. If you know Warriors basketball, you know about third quarters, the period where they just obliterate teams. But this wasn't the case. Steph had started to heat up, but it wasn't enough to propel them to the lead. And by time the quarter ended, the Thunder was up 8 going into the fourth. The fourth quarter. This is where champions are made. This is where legends are born. The Thunder was just minutes away from going to the finals. Durant hit big shots. Westbrook attacked the rim. The crowd was deafening. Every possession mattered. And every time the Thunder made a run, every time it looked like the Warriors might crack under the pressure, Klay Thompson had an answer. In a game filled with superstars, he ascended higher. He scored 19 points in the fourth quarter. 19. In an elimination game, on the road, against a Thunder team playing for their destiny. He was cold-blooded, the quiet assassin with a silencer on his jumper. He ended the game with 41 points and 11 threes, an NBA playoff record. Final score, Warriors 108, Thunder 101. The Warriors had survived. They had forced a Game 7. Klay Thompson had saved the season.
It has to be, just because the situation we're in, we're down 3-2 and haven't won here in a while, and we were down 10 at one point. A lot of people probably count us out, and just so much fun to, play with that emotion and that fire we did for the whole 48 minutes, and that's what playing this game is all about.
Just the other question is, what does it feel like to be? You're on the court with Steph Curry. You're trailing in an elimination game, and yet your teammates are passing it to you. Steph's passing it to you in
Yeah.
order to carry them. What's that feeling like?
He's been doing my whole career. You know, he believes everybody on his team believes in each other. They believe in me, and Steph told me before I went out in the fourth, this is your time. You know, put on a show out there and have fun. You know, I took those words to heart, and I just try to be aggressive.
2 days later, the Warriors won Game 7 at home. They were going to the finals. The Thunder's season was over, but this wasn't just about one series. Game 6 just started the domino effect. Without that game, we never get this iconic photo. And what transpired after this photo? Well, you know the story.
Iguodala to Curry, back to Iguodala, up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James. LeBron James with the rejection. Irving and Curry, one-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good. Kyrie Irving from downtown. And the Cavaliers by 3.
LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, and the Cleveland Cavaliers completed the greatest comeback in finals history. 73-9. All-time record. Unanimous MVP and no championship. It was the most heartbreaking loss imaginable, but the domino pieces still weren't done falling. Kevin Durant was a free agent. Let's go back to the Western Conference Finals. If the Thunder had closed out the Warriors in Game 6, they go to the finals. Maybe they beat the Cavs. Maybe Durant wins his first championship with OKC. Maybe he stays, but that's not what happened. Klay Thompson happened. Game 6 happened. And on July 4th, 2016, this happened.
Stephen A., the news again coming in moments ago, Kevin Durant heading to the Golden State Warriors. How are you viewing this move from Durant?
Well, I'm viewing it as the weakest move I've ever seen from a superstar.
The NBA exploded from here. Fans and media were outraged. Players were shocked. The Warriors with Durant were unstoppable. They won the championship in 2017 and 2018. They broke basketball, well until KD's Achilles tore. The entire NBA restructured itself around trying to compete with the Warriors. Teams started tanking harder. Players started forcing their way out. The super team era went into overdrive. LeBron eventually left Cleveland again. Anthony Davis forced his way to the Lakers. Kawhi left Toronto after winning. Jimmy Butler, Paul George, the list goes on. One game, one performance, one player getting unconscious at exactly the right moment. That's all it took to change the course of NBA history forever. They call him Game 6 Klay for a reason, because when it mattered most, when the pressure was highest, when his team needed a miracle, he delivered. And in doing so, he didn't just save a season, he changed the entire league. May 28, 2016. The moment a game changed the NBA forever.